Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Nitai Gaur Hari Om, Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Jayo Gurudev, Gurudev, Jayo Jayo Gurudev, God Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna and Pranam, dear devotees. So thank you very much for joining. Today, many devotees, I think they have their shloka recitation test in their Bhakti Shastri. So all the best to them. And we will begin our... Oh, what about that test? I have also not given. 1 second. How many participants, Prabhu? Oh, 12 participants. Okay. Okay. And Atul Prabhu, as usual. Then, Ankur Prabhu also. Then Anshi Mataji, Vrindavan Prandar Prabhu, Sham Prabhu, Nina Mataji, Anupama Mataji, Ankita Mataji, Anita Mataji, Anand Vilasni Mataji, Pinky Mataji, Jeet Mataji, or Niche I can't see Prabhu. Minakshi Radha Mataji, and the whole Prabhupada Kripa Sangha is one. They're given. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Swaj. Okay. So, thank you for मैं भी एक सेकंड दीजिए, मैं भी कर लेता हूँ फटाफट. Otherwise, I will also be.
Yes.
Ronnie Prabhu, can you do the Mangla Charan? I'll do the quiz in that time. Just do the Mangla Charan.
Okay.
I'll do.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Ajnanatinarindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadadikam हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु भयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Let's go. So I hope we are now 19. And out of 19, how many? 14. Oh. So जो 5 भक्त जिन्होंने नहीं किया है ना, so we request आप लोग भी कर लीजिए. So like this. So today we are going to read more important shlokas. हमारा आज का वर्ष निकालिए प्रभु जी 39.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so we are now again heading into wonderful verses, and kuch shlok, probably we will do it I don't know, today or tomorrow. So we will, कुछ श्लोक ऐसे आते हैं जो पूरा हमें हिला देते हैं. So we will see कि वो आज हमारी किस्मत में है वो सुनना हुआ श्लोक हिलाने वाला कि नहीं है. और very wonderful verse also to increase our devotion also will come hopefully today. So we'll begin now. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. नेयं शोभिष्य तत्र यथेदानीं गदाधर त्वत्पदेरङ्किता भाति स्वलक्षणा विलक्षिते. Not yam, this land of our kingdom, shobhishyate, will appear beautiful. Tatra, then, yatha, as it is now. Idanim, now. Gadadhar, O Krishna. Tvat, your. Pade, by the feet. Ankita, marked. Bhati, is dazzling. Swalakshana, your own marks. Vilakshate, by the impressions. Translation and prepared by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O Gadadhar, Krishna, our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your lotus feet, and therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so. Kunti Maharani, अब उनको प्रार्थनाएं कर रही हैं, अलग अलग तरह से उनको मना रही हैं, कि रीजन दे रही हैं कि क्यों उनको जाना, कृष्ण को वापस द्वारका नहीं जाना चाहिए. She's saying our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your lotus feet, therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so. Purport. There are certain particular marks on the feet of the Lord which distinguish the Lord from others. The marks of a flag, thunderbolt, an instrument to drive an elephant, umbrella, lotus, disc, etc., are on the bottom of the Lord's feet. These marks are impressed upon the soft dust of the land where the Lord traverses. The land of Hastinapur was thus marked while Lord Krishna was there with the Pandavas. And the kingdom of Pandavas thus flourished by such auspicious signs. Kunti Devi pointed out these distinguished features and was afraid of ill luck in the absence of the Lord. So this is one reason why Vrindavan is considered so high. One of the reason is because Krishna वहां कभी भी shoes नहीं डालते थे. So his footprints are there practically in all the Brajraj. His footprints are there. That is why when the city gets transformed from the Brajraj to the city Raj, which means concrete is coming, so then we see all of that is getting lupt like that. And इसीलिए जो भगवान के भक्त हैं वो जाके ब्रजराज में लौटते हैं, क्योंकि उनके अंदर सब जगह भगवान के चरणों के चरण पड़े हुए हैं, like this. So in Hastinapur also, maybe in the hall or somewhere, he must be walking in the garden nange pair, like this. But in Dwarka, he was wearing shoes, he's king. And here also, but few places may be there. But in Vrindavan, all the places, all जितने भी जगह हैं ब्रज के अंदर, पूरा जो ब्रज मंडल है, वहां पर हर एक जगह भगवान के चरण पड़े हुए हैं. So that's why that Brajraj is so special, because it has touched the lotus feet of Krishna, like this. Okay, next. So next, those who want to read can raise the hand, because I will also leave. Actually, I have to go somewhere. So then you can begin, क्योंकि अब इसमें, okay, this next shloka has come. So, okay. Ime janpadashravada swapakshvash supakva aushadhi viruda vanadari nadde udanvanto hi edante tav vikshate. Okay. Whose number is to read? Turn. Ankur Prabhu, you raise the hand first. Yes.
Yes, Ji Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ronnie Prabhu, you manage. I will go on the listening mode.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Ji. Synonyms. Ime, all these, Janpada, cities and towns. Shraddha, flourished. Supakwa, mature. Aushadhi, herbs. Viruddha, vegetables. Vana, forests. Adri, hills. Nadi, rivers. Udanvantah, seas. He, certainly. Idhante, increasing. Tav, by you. Vikshita, tai, seen. Translation. All these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits. The rivers are flowing. The hills are full of minerals. And the oceans full of wealth. And this is all due to your glancing over them. Purport. Human prosperity flourishes by natural gifts and not by gigantic industrial enterprises. The gigantic industrial enterprises are products of a godless civilization, and they cause the destruction of the noble aims of human life. The more we go on increasing such troublesome industries to squeeze out the vital energy of the human being, the more there will be unrest and dissatisfaction of the people in general, although a few only can live lavishly by exploitation. The natural gifts, such as grains and vegetables, fruits, rivers, the hills of jewels and minerals, and the seas full of pearls are supplied by the order of the Supreme, and as he desires, material nature produces them in abundance or restricts them at times. The natural law is that the human being may take advantage of these godly gifts by nature and satisfactorily flourish on them without being captivated by the exploitative motive of lording it over material nature. The more we attempt to exploit material nature according to our whims of enjoyment, the more we shall become entrapped by the reaction of such exploitative attempts. If we have sufficient grains, fruits, vegetables, and herbs, then what is the necessity of running a slaughterhouse and killing poor animals? A man need not to kill an animal if he has sufficient grains and vegetables to eat. The flow of river waters fertilizes the fields, and there is more than what we need. Minerals are produced in the hills and the jewels in the ocean. If the human civilization has sufficient grains, minerals, jewels, water, milk, etc., then why should it hanker after terrible industrial enterprises at the cost of the labor of some unfortunate men? But all these natural gifts are dependent on the mercy of the Lord. What we need, therefore, is to be obedient to the laws of the Lord and achieve the perfection of human life by devotional service. The indications of Kunti Devi are just to the point. She desires that God's mercy be bestowed upon them so that natural prosperity be maintained by His grace.
Hare Krishna. विश्वेशा तथा विश्वेश विश्वत्मन विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेह पाशम इमं चिन्दी दृढ़ं पाण्डुषु वृष्णिषु. राधिका माता जी. Hare Krishna. Mata, she is not responding. Can you read?
Therefore, Vishwa Ish, O Lord of universe, Vishwa Atma, O soul of the universe, Vishwa Murti, O personality of the universal form, Svakeshu, onto my own kingsmen, me, my Sneha Pasham, tie of affection, Imam this, Chindi cut off, Dridham, these, Pandushu, for the Pandavas, Vrishnishu, for the Vrishni also. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kingsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. Purport. A pure devotee of the Lord is ashamed to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord. But the householders are sometimes obliged to ask favor from the Lord, being bound by the tie of family affection. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact and therefore she prayed to the Lord to cut off the affectionate tie from her own kingsman, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. The Pandavas were her own son and the Vrishnis are the members of her paternal family. Krishna was equally related to both the families. Both the families required Lord's help because both were dependent devotees of the Lord. Srimati Kunti Devi wished Sri Krishna to remain with her sons of Pandavas, but by his doing so, her paternal house would be bereft of the benefit. All these partialities troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she desired to cut off the affectionate tie. A pure devotee cut off the limited tie of affection for his family, widen his activities of devotional service for all the forgotten souls. The typical example is the band of 6 Goswamis who followed the path of Lord Chaitanya. All of them belonged to the most enlightened and cultured rich family of higher caste, but for the benefit of mass of population, they left their comfortable home and became mendicants. To cut off all family affection means broaden the field of activities. Without doing so, no one can be qualified as Brahman, a king, a public leader, or devotee of the Lord. The personality of Godhead as an ideal king showed this by example. Sri Ramchandra cut off the tie of affection for his beloved wife to manifest the qualities of an ideal king. Such personalities as Brahman, a devotee, a king, or a public leader must be very broad-minded in discharging their respective duties. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact. Being weak, She prayed to be free from such bondage of family affection. The Lord is addressed as the Lord of the universe or the Lord of universal mind, indicating his all-powerful ability to cut the hard knot of family affection. Therefore, it is sometimes experienced that the Lord, out of his special affinity towards a weak devotee, break the family affection by force of circumstances arranged by his all-powerful energy. By doing so, he causes the devotee to become completely dependent on him and thus clear the path for his going back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Do you want me to write?
Hare Krishna. So it is not easy to become a pure devotee. It is not, I should say, it is not cheap to become a pure devotee. और ये जो प्रार्थना है कुंती महारानी की, हाँ, ये देख सकते हैं कि एक के बाद एक ये प्रार्थनाएं ऐसी हैं कि जिसको कहते हुए हम हिचकिचाएंगे, हाँ, कि हमारे परिवार से सब जगह से हमारा संबंध कटा दीजिए ताकि जो अफेक्शन है वो सिर्फ आपके ही चरण कमलों पे आए. एंड आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर, आई कैन शेयर विद यू स्मॉल ग्रुप दैट जब मैंने प्रचार करना शुरू किया, मैं एक बार भक्ति प्रेम महाराज से तब बात कर रहा था शुरू के अंदर. आई एम टॉकिंग 7-8 years back, 6-7 years back. And then that time Maharaj told me that I was telling, तो मैं अमरनिताई प्रभु घर जाता था तो so I was telling how तब मेरा ऑफिस दिल्ली में होता था, दिल्ली से 4 बजे निकलना, वहां से भाग के घर आना, चेंज करना, जाना. So महाराज used to always tell me कि आप जाते हो उनके लिए कुछ लेके क्यों नहीं जाते हो. और मैं बड़ा हैरान होता था कि महाराज मैं कहाँ लेके जाऊं और मैं उनके घर जा रहा हूँ. So मैं कैसे क्या लेके जाऊं, मैं तो अपने आप खुद भाग रहा हूँ. And then, I mean, to cut the whole thing short, Maharaj told me that unless until you have as much affection for them, as much have you for your own family, then you won't be able to preach. So I told Maharaj, it is very difficult, Maharaj. I don't have like this. So Maharaj told me that time, then if you don't have that, then who is asking you to preach? Maharaj told me like this. He says कि आपको कोई जबरदस्ती कर रहा है? Is somebody pushing you to preach? So I said, no, Maharaj. So Maharaj said, and I, from then on, I try. I don't know मैं कितना कर पाता हूँ, but I still try that see everybody as my own family and give the whole thing. So that what happens with that is कि हमारा जो हृदय है वो थोड़ा सा हमें बढ़ाना पड़ता है. और प्रभुपाद ना केवल लीडर के लिए कह रहे हैं, देखिए बोल रहे हैं कि अगर ब्राह्मण भी बनना चाहते हैं तो ब्राह्मण बनने के लिए भी, हाँ, कि that one should see everybody as a samdarshina. See everybody is part of our family. Don't do partiality like this. So it is not कि एक तरफ से हम सोच सकते हैं बहुत lofty है, but yes, lofty भी है, but question is कि अगर हम try करें और किसी शुद्ध भक्त की आप पे कृपा हो और कोई आपको push करे, so then it's a good aspiration to have. And at least, within Sangha, within devotees, we can keep everything, everybody is family, like this. Hare Krishna.
You can tell Prabhu your heart is very big.
हाँ, क्या कह रहे हैं प्रभु? I couldn't hear.
तो हम बता सकते हैं कि आपका हृदय बहुत बड़ा है.
नहीं, बड़ा नहीं है, but इंस्ट्रक्शन मिली है कि बड़ा करना चाहिए. हुआ नहीं बड़ा, unfortunately. Yes, so go ahead, प्रभु.
वही में अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते असकृत रतिम उद्वहतात अद्धा गंगे वौघम उदन्वती. राधिका माता जी.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Synonyms: Tvai, unto you, me, my, Ananya Vishaya, unalloyed, Matihi, attention, Madhupate, O Lord of Madhu, Madhupate, O Lord of Madhu, Asakrit, continuously, Ratim, attraction, Udvahatat, may overflow, Adha, directly, Ganga, the Ganges, Eva, like, Ogham, flows, Udanvati, down to the sea. Translation: O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Forward. Perfection of pure devotional service is attained when all attention is diverted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. To cut off the tie of all the other affections does not mean complete negation of the finer elements like affection for someone else. This is not possible. A living being, whoever he may be, must have this feeling of affection for others because this is the symptom of life. The symptoms of life, such as desire, anger, hankerings, feelings of attraction, etc., cannot be annihilated. Only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be negated. But in devotional service, the desire is changed only for the service of the Lord in place of desire for sense gratification. The so-called affection for family, society, country, etc. consists of different phases of sense gratification. When this desire is changed for the satisfaction of the Lord, it is called devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Arjun desired not to fight with his brothers and relations just to satisfy his own personal desires. But when he heard the message of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he changed his decision and served the Lord. And for his doing so, he became a famous devotee of the Lord. For it is declared in all the scriptures that Arjun attained spiritual perfection by devotional service to the Lord in friendship. The fighting was there, the friendship was there, Arjun was there, and Krishna was there. But Arjun became a different person by devotional service. Therefore, the prayers of Kunti also indicate the same categorical changes in activities. Srimati Kunti wanted to serve the Lord without diversion, and that was her prayer. This unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Our attention is usually diverted to the service of something which is non-godly or not in the program of the Lord. When the program is changed into the service of the Lord, that is to say, when the senses are purified in relation with the service of the Lord, it is called pure, unalloyed devotional service. Srimati Kunti Devi wanted that perfection and prayed for it from the Lord. Her affection for the Pandavas and the Vaishnavis is not out of the range of devotional service because the service of the Lord and the service of the devotees are identical. Sometimes service to the devotee is more valuable than service to the Lord. But here, the affection of Kunti Devi for the Pandavas and the Vaishnavis was due to family relation. This tie of affection in terms of material relation is the relation of Maya because the relations of the body or the mind are due to the influence of the external energy. Relations of the soul established in relation with the Supreme Soul are factual relations. When Kunti Devi wanted to cut off the family relation, she meant to cut off the relation of the skin. The skin relation is the cause of material bondage, but the relation of the soul is the cause of freedom. This relation of the soul to the soul can be established by the medium of the relation with the super soul. Seeing in the darkness is not seeing, but seeing by the light of the sun means to see the sun and everything else which was unseen in the darkness. This is the way of devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful verse. I remember Dravid Prabhu, he took a class in Mayapur many years back. I was there. And he told all the audience to memorize this verse and recite this verse every day to Krishna. So ये देख सकते हैं कि इसका जो translation भी है, "O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganga forever flows to the sea without any hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else." So त्वयि मे अनन्य विषय मतिर मधुपते असकृत रतिम उद्वताद अद्धा gange vagham udhanvati. So it's a very good verse to read to Thakurji every day in the morning and also read the translation also. Or we can just read the translation, but it is very good verse, it's one of the most important verses in Bhagavad Gita, the prayer कि जो हम भगवान को कर सकते हैं कि जिस तरह से गंगा समुद्र की तरह बहती है बिना किसी कोई छोटे मोटे रुकावट आते भी है वो with full flow it flows.
सो इसी तरह से हमारा जो आकर्षण भी है भगवान के चरण कमलों में, हाँ, बगैर कहीं इधर उधर डाइवर्ट हुए हुए, we should just all our attraction should be only for the lotus feet of Lord. So at least we can show our desire to the Lord. You know, we may not be at that position, but we can very well show our like this. So there's a verse which I request everybody to please read, memorize, and speak every day morning to Thakurji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Your time is also up.
क्या हुआ प्रभु?
Our time is also.
Time is also. Oh, ठीक है प्रभु जी. I can't even switch on the. I can't. I'm unable to switch on the camera. I don't know why. It says host has disabled it.
Yeah, I did do that. Now you can.
अच्छा, okay. So anyway, not required. So I just wanted to say कि ये जो श्लोक हैं कुंती महारानी के, they are very important. और especially ये जो दो हमने पढ़े आज, पहले वाले श्लोक को तो शायद बोलते हुए हमें डर लगेगा कि हम कि हमारे सारे कनेक्शन परिवार से काट दीजिए, और बल्कि वो अपने भी कह रहे हैं और अपने पिता की तरफ से भी कह रहे हैं, वृष्णि के भी और पांडवों के भी, दोनों तरफ से कह रहे हैं. सो वो कहते हुए तो शायद हमें थोड़ा सा हिचकिचाहट होगी, पर ये वाला जो श्लोक है जो ये आज का, ये हम जरूर बोल सकते हैं. It is one of the very important shlokas. So like this, और every day I request all of you कि जो भी हम श्लोक पढ़ते हैं और पढ़ते हैं उसको घर पे आप बाद में, आपको 10 मिनट लगेंगे, तो अगर आप पढ़ेंगे और उसमें कुछ अंडरलाइन कर लेंगे तो you will find very nice reciprocation from Srimad Bhagavatam. So अच्छा सब 8 हो गए. Okay, so I could read with all of you. So thank you so much. So we will end the session now. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण.
Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much.
हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण रोनी प्रभु.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I'll send you Mataji the quiz answer.
हाँ जी प्लीज प्लीज.
I'll send it after the session.
हाँ, और आज का भी भेज देना बेटा. आज का भी नहीं है मेरे पास, वो लास्ट वाले क्वेश्चन का नहीं था आंसर.
ठीक है Mataji. I'll send it.
थैंक यू.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण बेटा.